Okay, I thought I'd walk through a brush project, kind of show you some methods that I've been using. So I'm going to start off with something a little different. This time I'm going to start with a Z-sphere and give you a little bit of a tutorial on using those. There are better ones obviously out there, and I think Z Classroom probably has some really good ones, but I'll just draw one out, go to edit, turn on the floor so I can kind of get oriented to it. And the way Z-spheres work is you just use your draw to make new ones, your move to move them, scale and rotate obviously to do that, and then at the end you can turn them into meshes. So what I'm going to do is start off drawing new ones, and I'm going to turn on X symmetry so that as I draw, things get kind of centered on it. Just need to get it turned around, so yeah, kind of looking down. Right, so it's going alongside. Now the cool thing about these is sort of like centering on objects with symmetry turned on. You know, if you mouse over till you only see one cursor, then you're only going to get one Z-sphere there. If you pull it over here, you're going to get two. So what I'm going to do is start a new one here and just draw it out till I get it kind of to the size I want. And I'm just going to make a handle real quick here with that. And so once I had that, I can just continue drawing new ones. And that probably gave me two, yeah. Or start moving the existing ones. I think in this case I'm just going to draw a new one, so I'm going to get kind of in here till I only get one cursor, draw a new one out. Now here's another interesting thing. If you hold down Shift, it will make a sphere that is the exact same size as the current one that you're working on. So that's kind of cool. I can make one the exact same size. I'm going to press W to switch to my move tool, get to a side view here, and then kind of pull it out and move it. I can also move back over. See, my cursor will change to that other Z-sphere, and so I can move it out. And so if I want to make a handle here, I can just kind of pull those out till I get something sort of like that. Make sure I'm still in line with it. Maybe not something so long. And then press Q to come back to drawing till I get one. And again, on this larger one, I'm going to hold Shift and click. Oop, not there. Make sure I've got the right one. Seems to want to be drawing to. Let's make sure I've got that one selected, and there we go. And press Shift just to get a new one, and then W to move, and I'm just going to move that one out to act as the main body of the brush. All right, that looks pretty good. You can also move, if you click on the bone, it will rotate. Or you can use any of, if you wanted to say scale one of these, you can do that. Don't need that. I just need to move it. Get a little bit more height out of it. Alright, that looks pretty good. And if you need to add any in between the bones, you can go to draw mode, and if you click kind of inside there, that adds a new one, and then you can start to move and manipulate it, but don't need to do that. So once you're ready with what you want to make, you can come down here to adaptive skin and do preview, and that'll show you a preview of it. Or you can tap the A key, and that will show a preview of what you're trying to do. I'm also going to switch materials here, basic material. So yeah, I can tap the A key, get a preview of it. You can also change the density over here. If you want to go down to something super low poly, you can drop down to 1 and get something like that. And then that makes that a lot easier to move around in terms of if you're just using your move tool or the move brush, or you can run it up pretty high, and get something fairly smooth. That looks pretty good there. But once you're finished, you know, getting what you need, you can come down to Make Adaptive Skin and click on that. And it doesn't seem like it has done anything. You can turn the preview and all that back off. That just means you still have your Z-spheres. If you look up here, you'll see that there's a Skin Z-sphere subtool, or not subtool, but tool. And you can just click on that. And then now you're in with it. If you need to go back to the Z-sphere, you can click on that, keep editing it, make a new one, make a variation, whatever you want to do. But here's this one, and so I'm going to work on it now with a we're just using Dynamesh and the typical methods. So I'm going to roll up my geometry here, go down to my Dynamesh. Let's see, I want to turn on polish groups because I'm probably going to be working with, or I may at some point be working with those. I'm just going to turn it on just to make sure I have it. Turn off project and just Dynamesh it. I don't need the, see, I've got 5 subdivision levels on it. I don't need those, so just say no, and that'll knock them out. Oh yeah, one thing to think about, one thing to remember, and this is actually really cool. If we go Shift F and turn that on, you can see that it when I add groups on, I forgot this thing already made groups based on those spheres. It broke it apart based on those. So if you need that, this could be a very handy way to work. But I don't really need those divisions. In fact, I could probably, if I wanted to move those, that would be a nice way to work, because they have some separation in there, but don't really need that. So let's undo that Dynamesh, and let's make sure that groups is turned off, but polish is turned on. And now Dynamesh it. Say no. Yeah, and that should be more like it. And really, at this point I don't need those broken out into different polygroups. So I'm going to go down here to polygroups and just group visible. Make sure it's all one. Let's turn those off and let's go to draw mode. Let's see, make sure symmetry is turned back on. Yep. First thing I'm going to do is just kind of flatten this out. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is kind of fix this. It looks like it's a little heavier up on top than it is below. So let's see, I'm just going to get my move brush and make my cursor enormous. And let's just see about fixing that a little bit. And let's see, anything else? That looks pretty good. I can smooth if I need to. It actually looks pretty smooth. Check to see what my res is. That's a little low, so I may actually take that up a little bit. Yeah, let's go back up to our Dynamesh, and I don't know, I don't need to go to 256. Actually, because I'm going to cut some pieces out of this, so I'll do that and remesh it. Yeah, let's see how that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And yeah, I'm only 300,000, so still plenty of room. All right, so get to my clip curve, and I'm just going to kind of lop the bottom off of this thing through here. Let's see, get that going, get it flat, and I'm actually going to hold down Alt so I cut from the bottom. Yeah, make sure it's not getting in any of those little weird things. I can also hide the floor now. Let's re-Dynamesh, make sure everything's looking good. Yeah, good sharp cut there. Handle actually looks pretty darn good. Let's see how it looks from the side. Alright, yeah, that's all looking pretty good. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and start putting the pieces for the fiber mesh on it. One method I want to show for that is I'm going to make my brush pretty small, and I'm going to hold down Control so I can kind of see my masking brush, and I'm going to go up here to my focal shift, and I'm going to turn it way down, or turn it all the way up, so that when I draw, I get a good sharp dot with it. Then I'm going to hold down Control, and then instead of freehand, I'm going to use this drag dot stroke. And the way that works is when I press and hold, you see I get to drag that dot wherever, and it only puts it on when I let go. So let's also make sure that yeah, my RGB intensity, I think that's what controls the mask. Let's find out. Yeah, that's what does it. So let's make sure that that is all the way to 100. Let's see, let's undo that, and let's make the brush size a little bit smaller, about the size I want to make my dots. Let's see how that looks. It's still a little big. Alright, that should work. Maybe a little bit bigger than that. Yeah, there we go. Let's see, so let's start up here with a couple. And if I want to make one, you know, kind of towards the center, I just move it in. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put one there. And then say some here. Then I'm just going to start spacing them. So this can go fairly fast. And it's a lot easier to move things around. The other cool thing about this is it doesn't poke through, you know, it doesn't push through to the other side. And maybe one more, yeah, one right there, and then let's get some through the. These will probably be a little denser, but that's okay. Or actually, here, let me undo some of those, and I can, another little trick I can do is hold down Control and Alt and click on it, and that can sharpen the existing ones up a little bit. Yeah, and now I can just drop these in, and they'll be very similar. In fact, let me make the brush size just a little bit smaller. There we go. And this one out here, maybe a little bit bigger. All right, yeah, that looks pretty good. And you see it doesn't, you know, this kind of thing doesn't poke through. All right, my timer beat, so let me pause here, and I'll pick up in the next video.